one of the things that you can believe for and run for is heaven. That's a promise that all of us have, and it's in our future. That is a real promise. Let me give you an example of this. Because every person in the Bible that we read about that was successful to any extent had vision. They ran with vision. They ran with a promise from God. And Hebrews 11:15 says about the people of God in the past, truly if they had called to mind that country from which they had come out, they would have had opportunity to return. And he's just saying that God delivered them from Egypt. He delivered them with mighty miracles, and they had to keep moving forward, because if they didn't, if they lost their vision, if they lost their view of the future, the promised land, they would have gone back. And that's not where you belong. You don't go back into bondage. Don't go back into slavery. But now they desire a better, that is a heavenly country. Therefore, God is not ashamed to be called their God, for he has prepared a city for them. And so he's actually taking this exodus out of Egypt and this entrance into the promised land, and he's bringing it forward. This is Hebrews. He's bringing it into New Testament terms, and he says, look, we too came out of the past bondage. We came out, and we are now looking forward to another city, another country, and we run this way. Therefore, God is not ashamed to be called our God. He wants you to run with purpose. It's important. You were born to run with vision. And he says, for he has prepared a city for them. And there are other promises, I'm sure, that God has made you, like he has me, that have to do with my life and my future and my career or whatever, that are still in process. And we run with that. But let me tell you what goes even beyond that is a city called heaven. That is your ultimate goal. That's your home. I have this saying that people are always using this expression at the end of the day, and then they summarize everything, or they try to at the end of the day, and it's overused. It's kind of boring. But really, as a Christian, think about this. As a Christian, no matter how bad your day was, no matter what happened on the news, no matter what happened in the battlefield, no matter what happened with the economy, at the end of the day, you are one day closer to heaven. And that's something to rejoice over. Man, I will never have to go through that last 24 hours again. I am that much closer to the finish line, the ultimate finish line. And that should be a motivator for us. That in itself. And let me read this again, because he gives this to us to encourage us. It says, truly, if they had called to mind that country from which they had come out, they would have had opportunity to return. You and I came out of sin. We came out of death. We came out of the kingdom of darkness. And so the enemy, he uses the same lies on everyone, but maybe he's told you this before. This lie doesn't work on me anymore, but because I got saved so young. But he'll tell people, you had it better when you were in the world. You had a better life. You were happier. You were freer, and that's just not true. To live your life partying and satisfying the desires of the flesh is really no way to live life. So don't believe these lies. That is causing you to have opportunity to return. Don't do it. When you lose vision, people cast off restraints. They cast off discipline. They don't see the reason to live holy, to pray, to seek God, to be salt and light, to support righteous causes, to vote. There are people that are so discouraged today, they don't even vote anymore. What good is that going to do? Well, you should vote. It's your responsibility. You have that right, that freedom. And then you have people that don't pray anymore. What good does it do? I've prayed and it didn't work, and they're discouraged. You have people who are so discouraged they don't want to have kids, because I don't want to create individuals to grow up in this horrible world. That's a terrible outlook on life. You have people that are so convinced that climate change is going to be the end of the world that they don't want to have families. They want to go live in a cave. They want to drive an electric car. or ride a bike. They don't want to progress. They don't want to go forward. That's ungodly. God told us to be fruitful and multiply and replenish the earth. He told us to subdue the earth. He told us to take care of the, the part of the earth that belongs to us. It's okay to mow your grass. It's okay to build a driveway out of concrete. It's okay to drive a gasoline car. It's just on every on every front we're being put into a box. And this series, along with a lot of other things we do on this program, is to push back on that. Don't get caught up in that. Don't have opportunity to return to the old life, the old ways. But now, it says, you and I desire a better, that is a heavenly country. Thank God this isn't all there is. Thank God heaven's not on earth, because if it is, I'm really disappointed. It's just not at all the way I expected it to be. It's not. This is not heaven. We're not building heaven here. There's going to be a lot of bad things happen in this world before Jesus comes and sets up his kingdom. And we're seeing part of that right now. But that doesn't change the fact that we're one day closer to heaven than we were yesterday.